out there, not necessarily for the Cavaliers, whose name has been mentioned in trade talks. The report came out last week that Kemba Walker was available from the Charlotte Hornets, talking about a scorer, former All-Star. Michael Jordan has come out and said it's going to take an All-Star to get him, but where are some potential landing spots for Kemba Walker?
Yeah, and in talking to Charlotte and looking what they're looking at, they're certainly not approaching this as we must trade Kemba Walker.
Right.
I think they're approaching it from the standpoint of it might make sense if we get enough asset value. The one thing that I think is really significant in a Kemba conversation is his agent is Jeff Schwartz, who's one of the more powerful agents in the league. And at every one of these teams you see here on the screen, they have another player. Jeff Schwartz and Excel have a very significant player on that roster in the form of Harrison Barnes in Dallas, Nikola Jokic in Denver, Drummond in Detroit, the Clippers with Blake Griffin, Dario Saric, who will be extension eligible in Philadelphia. Obviously, Phoenix has Tyson Chandler, who's really sort of the veteran leader there. And then San Antonio is in a situation where LaMarcus Aldridge really needs some help. So I think there's going to be an onus on Jeff to try to find a good fit for Kemba if that should come to pass as well, because Kemba was very open about not wanting to go anywhere. So if he does get dealt, you're going to find him, I think, in one of those locations because the fit could be so good. And particularly in the case of Phoenix, they're pick rich right now. They've got several picks owed to them. So they're in a situation where they could have 2, potentially 3 this year, or 2 in each of the next 2 years. So they would be a team that I would look at potentially being able to give enough asset value to make Charlotte entertain that.
That's interesting. A general question along those lines. How often does an agent come to you and suggest a location for a player to be traded?
Well, this is unique because Michael went public with the comments he made. So
right.
Certainly there will have been conversation with Jeff. Jeff's not doing his job if he doesn't know the ins and outs of that as well. So anytime this happens, you're absolutely going to work in lockstep with the agent. And frankly, we tried to do it all the time, because if everyone is drinking the Kool-Aid and is all pulling in the same direction, then off the court and on the court, you've got a chance to do some really important things.